The complications and lessons that can come from relationships are just endless. Whether it's a family member or a lover, a work partnership, like your children, your friends, there's some key element to our experience on earth, the development of our souls, that is almost locked within these relationships. And so at times, these lessons become unlocked. And while many different people could probably play that role for you, the person who is in front of you is the one who's doing it. So it's important to respect and to attempt to understand what's going on. Maybe not as quickly as possible, but as consciously as possible. Take your time if you want, but be aware of what's actually going on as opposed to the guttural reactions you might have to the situation. And maybe this is just my point of view, but I feel that we can modulate or control how much we need the outer world to be part of the dramatic display, the show that is our soul's unfoldment, our unconscious unfoldment. And so, to everyone who's ever been involved in teaching me any lesson at all, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. It is a non-necessity, but it is quite a blessing. At times, I feel like I came here to Earth, meaning I'm living this life, so that I could meet these people, work through these issues with them, and somehow become more whole, because it is the fragment of myself that is being projected out, and the other person is picking up on it, or is maybe that perfect match. And through the process of learning and integrating, I no longer need that battle. I no longer need that dynamic. But I may and probably will still love and cherish that person. And if you've been with someone long enough, you know that it goes through these waves of, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can handle this, to, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person. And it's a roller coaster, because this is pieces of yourself coming out, being reflected back, same with them. Then it's processed, it's like, and then the cycle starts back over again. And this cycle doesn't end. But over time, if you build rapport with someone and you really do your best to love them and stick with it through the process, you will only grow in your relationship. You will only become closer. And perhaps that intimacy and that closeness will lead to the dissolution of the existing relationship, and something new will arise. And maybe that something new isn't as close physically. Maybe that something new isn't as close in terms of sharing and privacy. And that's okay, because it's simply a new evolution of a relationship from someone who is here to teach you things. You are hidden from yourself. And so once you find yourself, maybe you don't want to intermingle with them the way you used to. And that's okay. So look around you. Notice who's here. Notice who's new. Notice how they make you feel. Notice who's been here for a long time and doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Take stock in these relationships. They're very, very powerful. They are pieces of you. And if one ends, no matter how much of a wise decision it was or how equitable the ending, take time for your heart and your body to grieve. Your primal nature, that is in like your brain stem here in a human body, forms bonds with people that no matter what they do to you, sometimes there's a connection. And so even if they were, let's say, abusive, when they go, the part of you is going to be sad. Part of you is going to be upset. Part of you is going through a loss, is going through grief. Now, overall, this is a wise decision and it's good for you, but you must respect that grief. And if you run from it, if we run from it, if I run from it, then what will happen is I'll actually draw that situation back to me. okay? Because I want to go through the whole cycle. My body wants to be invested, wants to experience, and then wants to go through the letting go. I mean, hey, you're here on earth. You're going to go through death. You're going to watch people die. And you're ready for that. You can handle that. Okay? It's not fun, but you're here to experience that. Trust that you're here on earth to experience what earth has to offer, especially the more common themes like being born and dying. So if you had nothing left to learn from a relationship, it wouldn't tie to your soul. It wouldn't draw forth this energy from your spirit to help you get a better picture of who you are, of your identity, of like where you're going, what's your trajectory. So if you had nothing to learn from someone, you're probably not going to feel that much from them. And so if you feel a lot from somebody, ding, 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 you probably have a lot to learn from them. So if you feel sexually attracted to someone upon meeting them, keep your eyes open, pay attention. I mean, hook up with them if that's what you want to do quickly, but I don't believe that's advisable if you're looking to have a cleaner expression of that lesson or why you're being drawn towards them. Give it 2 weeks, give it 4 weeks. That allows you to unfold and to see like, okay, what is this? By giving it 2 to 4 weeks, you're aligning with the moon as well, because when you first meet someone, they could be going through a very specific mood from the moon, from the stars. And if that's what you take them on a single night, a single moment, you're not getting the whole picture. So give it some time. The same goes for if someone pisses you off. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of feeling that you have towards them. And so instead of eschewing them right away, and please take your distance and space that you need if they're offensive or bothersome. And if they're dangerous, just fuck them, get them out of there. But if you just kind of don't like someone, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on yourself and why you respond in that way. And give it time, because maybe they are carrying something that you carry as well. But you have trouble with what you're carrying. You know, it's a challenge for you. We all have this stuff. And that other person is also working on that. And so being near them is like, oh, what stinks here? Like, it smells like my own shit. So be kind, understand. We're all doing our best here. It's hot.